I would say that this situation right here, like the way that the creeps have doubled up for the Dire, this is really good for them because they can do exactly what you saw them do to kill you, which is just stun you on the creeps, and then the creeps do all the damage that is necessary to kill you. So like, I guess I have 2 points to make here, just about like double waves. Like generally, when it comes to laning in the side lanes, this isn't so much a mid lane thing because the creeps bounce between the towers so much that this almost like never happens. But in general, if you watch like Seb or whoever play like a side lane, some like really good core or support, just any side laner, you'll see that like whenever there's a double wave against you, in general, like you want to basically do what you can to right click the creeps and get them to push out, and you don't really act aggressive. Like you don't hit your opponents. You don't like trade with them or allow them to like stun you on the creeps. Like this aggression from the Naga is not really good because there's this relatively large wave. Like basically, you can win an otherwise even lane or an otherwise like hard lane by abusing when you have a double wave and being very careful when they have a double wave. And in fact, prepare the wave yourself and like create double waves by getting a sentry, dewarding the camp, single pulling, and then once the single pull is over, it will send two creep waves will meet, and you'll send like a double range creep into your opponents, and then you can be aggressive. So like it's actually something that you can make happen. You can also make the double wave happen by just healing the wave. Basically, what I'm saying is, if there's a double wave against you, be fucking careful or do what you can to get a double wave into them. If it's like a fighting lane, and if there's a double wave on your side, do what you can to like dive the opponents, cast all your spells on your opponents. You don't want to just do it at random. You want to do it when it's actually a good trade for you, basically.
Yeah, and the earlier on in the lane the double wave happens, the more dangerous it is to the heroes for obvious reasons. Their HP
Yeah.
pools are lower, their movement speed is lower, their armor is lower. So an early double wave like that is actually extremely dangerous for the team that is being double waved.
So we can see this situation, like once again, going back to like the double wave situation, when they're sitting here and right clicking the creeps, it's going to create a double wave going into you, and then also like they're just tankier heroes in general than you. So if it's just a 1v1 and there's no like disparity in the creeps, they're going to trade more effectively than you. So I really do think in this particular laning setup, you would want to focus on like one of two things, which is either creating that double wave by pushing in the wave using your heal and also like doing single pulls, or alternatively, you can just like chain pull and your Naga can farm under the tower. Like that's the way that you deal with a high pressure lane. You like either fight it by abusing the double wave mechanic to make yourself stronger, so you give yourself that edge. But if you feel like you can't get that edge or you just want to farm, then you can just like completely chain pull. But in order to do that, you need to have a sentry ward. You need to start with a sentry ward, because if they blocked that easy camp, then there's no way for you to.
People don't block camps at this MMR. It will never happen. But
Okay,
that is good advice for general Dota knowledge for sure.
In any case, there might, even if they don't block the camp, there might be a ward up there that will scout your pull, which will make it harder for you to chain pull. You should still almost always have a sentry in the safe lane. This is fine what's happening right here. You can just kind of trade with this guy. Oh my god, he's really diving you. But he kills himself for it, so that's yeah, perfectly fine. I would say definitely chain pulling here would be very effective.
Yeah.